Hello and welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Today, I want to talk gently about something that's incredibly hard, divorcing a narcissist. I want to speak from a place of understanding, from lived experience, because I've been there too. I know what it feels like to be caught in that storm, to feel broken, to wonder if you'll ever find your footing again. So, let's take this time together, slowly, calmly, and with kindness toward yourself. When you think about divorce, you might imagine it like any other breakup. Maybe there's some conflict, maybe it's even amicable, and then you both go your separate ways. But with a narcissist, it's not like that. The abuse doesn't just stop when you say the words, I want a divorce. In fact, sometimes it can get worse. Because of the way your brain has been affected by the ongoing manipulation and control, the trauma you've endured doesn't just disappear. You might find yourself feeling even more lost, more anxious, more on edge than before. You see, when you come out of a relationship with a narcissist, you're often dealing with something called complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or CPTSD. It's not just feeling sad or upset. It's a deep, overwhelming sense of being stuck, of feeling like you can't escape the pain or the fear. I remember when I was in my marriage, I felt trapped. Financially tied down, with children involved, it felt impossible to leave. And when I finally did, I was diagnosed with PTSD. I was hypervigilant, anxious, depressed, and I even struggled with self-harm. If you looked at me now, you might never guess the depth of that struggle. But back then, I was broken. I couldn't look in the mirror without feeling ashamed, disgusted, like I was nothing. But here's the thing. I'm standing here now, and I want you to know that healing is possible. Thriving after narcissistic abuse is possible. It takes time and it takes effort, but it's not just a dream. It's real. And you can get there. I want to hold that space for you, to remind you gently that you are not alone, and that your future can be brighter. If you're watching this and you're still married to a narcissist, wondering what to do, I want to say this. There are usually 3 ways people leave these relationships. Either the narcissist leaves you for someone else because they've found a new source of supply, or you manage to crawl away, little by little, gathering strength, or tragically, some people stay stuck until something really awful happens. I know that sounds dramatic, but narcissistic abuse is one of the most insidious forms of psychological abuse. It breaks you down in ways that are hard to explain. The narcissist presents themselves as charming, perfect, even loving to the outside world. So when you try to tell others what's really going on, you often feel like no one believes you. That can make you doubt yourself even more. So, what can you do if you're thinking about divorcing a narcissist? The very first thing is safety. Your safety is the most important thing. If you're still married, this is your chance to plan carefully. Make sure every step you take keeps you safe. I've volunteered with domestic abuse charities, and I can't stress enough how crucial this is. Your safety comes first. Next, start gathering copies of everything you can. Bank statements, pension documents, anything financial that you have access to. Sometimes you might have to hide these things. Keep them safe in a box somewhere. It's about being prepared. Because if you suddenly have to leave, you don't want to be scrambling, trying to find proof of what belongs to you. It's not about mistrust, it's about protecting yourself. The more you can collect, the better. This will help you later when you're dealing with lawyers or sorting out finances. Then, think about where you're going to live. Are you going to stay in the family home, or will you move out? This can be a huge source of ongoing conflict. Sometimes the narcissist refuses to leave, and you're stuck living with them while trying to untangle everything. That's incredibly hard. If you're the one who will be caring for the children, and it's safe to do so, staying in the home can be a good idea. But if it's not safe, then reach out for help. There are places you can go, shelters and support services, and it's okay to ask for that help. If you're not the primary caregiver, try to find somewhere safe nearby, so you can still see your children regularly. Keeping the children's well-being at the heart of this is so important. Once you've sorted out safety, finances, and living arrangements, you're going to start the divorce process itself. And this is where things get complicated. There are 3 main parts to this: the legal side of the divorce, the financial side, and the children. You can deal with these separately, but with a narcissist, it's best to try to handle them all at once if you can. The goal is to draw a clear line under everything, so you can move forward with your life. The first year after separation is always tough. Even if your divorce isn't with a narcissist, it's normal to feel like you're in the eye of a storm. You're sorting out so many things, and emotions are running high. But with a narcissist, everything is amplified. The PTSD, the anxiety, the depression, they all make this time even harder. That's why emotional support is so important. You will feel lost. You will feel broken. Years of psychological abuse have chipped away at your confidence and your sense of self. Your memory might feel foggy, your mind constantly on alert. You might question everything you thought you knew. This is when you need to build what I call a breakup ecosystem around you. This means surrounding yourself with people and resources that support your healing. First, you need a legal team you trust. Second, financial advice is crucial. Talk to someone who can help you understand your finances and what you're entitled to. Third, find an exercise buddy. Even if you don't feel like moving, gentle physical activity like walking outside can ground you and help your mind and body heal. Nature has a way of calming the chaos inside. Then, there are friends and family. But be careful here. You want people who support you, who listen without judgment, but who won't let you get stuck in endless conversations about the narcissist. It's natural to want to talk about what happened, to process the pain, but if you keep replaying the story over and over, it keeps you trapped in that cycle. Set boundaries with your loved ones. Let them know you need to talk, but only for a little while, and then you want to move on. This helps your brain start to heal. Also, be mindful of friends who constantly bring up what the narcissist is doing now, who they're with, what they're saying. You don't need that information. It only drags you back into the pain. Protect your peace by choosing carefully who you listen to. Finally, consider finding someone who can help you process everything. A coach or a guide who understands narcissistic abuse deeply. It's different from other kinds of trauma, and having someone who really gets it can make a huge difference. You want someone who can help you move through the 3 steps of recovery, helping you build a positive life after abuse. Now let's talk about communication, because this is where many people get stuck. Narcissists want to keep control, to manipulate, even after separation. So setting boundaries around communication is vital. I always recommend using email only for communication, especially if you have children. Create a new email address just for this purpose. Block the narcissist on all other platforms: text, social media, phone calls. And please, don't set up fake profiles to spy on them. I know it's tempting because I've been there, but it only keeps you hooked in the cycle. Your priority is your healing, your mental health. If you have children and need to communicate about them, unblock the narcissist only at the times you have agreed for calls or video chats. Then block again afterward. Keep it strictly about the children. If they call or text outside of those times, answer once and ask if it's an emergency. If it's not, hang up. This helps you stay in control. Co-parenting with a narcissist isn't really possible. Instead, you need to parallel parent. Imagine 2 train tracks running side by side, never touching, but both moving forward smoothly. Your focus is on your children, making sure they're safe and loved, while disengaging from the narcissist as much as possible. This isn't easy, but it's necessary for your well-being and theirs. So, to recap gently, keep yourself safe, gather your documents, plan where you'll live, build your support system, set clear communication boundaries, and focus on healing. These are the key things to think about when divorcing a narcissist. I hope this gives you some comfort and some ideas to hold on to if you're just starting this journey or are in the thick of it. Remember, healing is possible. You can get through this, even if it feels impossible right now. If you want to take a small step today, you can visit toxicclarity.com and take the free Toxic Clarity test. It's a gentle way to start understanding where you are and what you might need next. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. You're stronger than you know, and you're not alone. I'll be here with you.